So after watching this movie, I want to go like raid a village and avenge somebody's honor or something. Either that or this. I will avenge you, father. I will save you, mother. I will kill you, Fjellner. You pick. Northman is brought to us by director Robert Eggers and stars Alexander Skarsgård, Nicole Kidman, and Anya Taylor-Joy. From visionary director Robert Eggers comes The Northman, an action-filled epic that follows a young Viking prince on his quest to avenge his father's murder. So I know I'm late to the party, and pretty much everybody and their mama has already seen and reviewed this movie, so this, I don't think, is gonna be a very long review. And I hadn't planned on reviewing this, seeing as how I did see it so late, but after seeing this movie, woo! I gotta talk about it. God damn! The fucking Northman. I didn't know that such awesomeness could awesome this awesome. Now, if you didn't know, The Northman is a Nordic folklore tale that William Shakespeare based Hamlet on. And if you know that going into this movie and you know anything about Hamlet, then you know more or less how this movie's gonna turn out. But that doesn't matter, because this movie was still just so fucking awesome from beginning to end. What we got is a basic revenge tale. Not just a basic revenge tale, we have the OG original revenge tale. We all love revenge tales. They've been telling them for millennia, but this one, this is where it all started. This is the OG. This is the one that taught all the other ones how to do it. This is the one that all the other ones aspire to be. Alexander Skarsgård's Hamlet witnesses his father, the king, murdered at the hands of his uncle. He vows revenge as a child, and years later, after becoming a berserker Viking, his rage is refueled when he catches wind of his uncle and his whereabouts. So he puts himself into slavery so he can infiltrate his uncle's Hamlet so that he can enact his revenge. His uncle has taken his mother as his wife, and they have a new son, plus his uncle's son from, I guess, another marriage, or at least another something. I don't know. That kid was there before the whole father murdered taking the mother thing. And Hamlet arrives and meets Anya Taylor-Joy's character, and they together conspire to get revenge on Hamlet's wrongdoers. And that's our movie. It's fairly simple overall. Now, there are some other things that come into play and some monkey wrenches that are thrown into the whole thing, but that's about it. Sounds pretty simple and makes one wonder, how could a movie with such a simple premise be praised as much as it has? Well, that is because of the absolutely masterful filmmaking by director Robert Eggers. Every single fucking frame of this movie is absolutely beautiful, even the ones that are really nasty. This is a movie that when you watch it, you can tell was meticulously put together. Every single aspect of it, every single little detail was probably thought over and gone over and overseen by Eggers in such a way that you can tell that every little detail had to be perfect, and every little detail in this movie is perfect. This movie is just amazing to watch. It is a visual masterpiece. But it's not just the visuals, even the story here, as simple as it is told in such an intriguing way. One of the things I really liked about it is some of the more fantastical elements about it, and there are some of those in it. There are things that happen in this movie that obviously are not reality. And the way that they did this was they will show these elements happen, and then they will show what actually happened in reality. Everything that transpires on screen could have actually happened in real life, because some of it is kind of an interpretation of the people that are involved in it. That was one of the other things I really enjoyed about it. These fantastical elements, a lot of it is kind of like the inner turmoil, the internal battles, if you will, that these people are experiencing that are put on visual display for us, the viewers, to enjoy. Now, Robert Eggers is a very divisive filmmaker. He has made some movies that some people absolutely love and other people just either don't get or just can't stand. I myself have enjoyed most of his movies for the most part. Take something like The Vavitch. I thought this was a very visually arresting film, and the story was okay. It did drag a bit more than I would have liked, but overall, I did enjoy the movie for the most part. I didn't think it was as great as some people did, but there were definitely aspects of that movie I did really enjoy. And then you have something like The Lighthouse, which for me is either A, one of my top 10 movies of 2019, or B, one of my worst movies of 2019. I honestly, till this day, can't tell you exactly how I feel about that movie, but I do know that I love watching it. I don't know if I really love what I'm watching, but I love the experience of watching this weird, out there fucking movie. And The Northman is something different than both of those. The Northman is probably Eggers' most commercial movie he's ever made, but don't think that that means he's lost his edge. Don't think that that doesn't mean that this is still a Robert Eggers movie, because it absolutely is. Eggers and his team did a fantastic job of taking this movie and putting his spin on it, having all that Robert Eggers oddness and weirdness and artistic approach to things, but still keeping it mainline enough for pretty much everybody to enjoy. This movie's not gonna be for everybody, but it is gonna be for awesome people because it's fucking awesome. In 2000, Gladiator came out, and it was like the most manliest man movie there was at that point. It was the movie that made men want to get up and go fight a fucking tiger or something. Yes, we were entertained! And it pretty much remained that moving forward. But all good things must come to an end it has come to, because now we got the motherfucking Northman. And The Northman is officially the most manliest man movie to ever fucking man. Oh man. The movie was absolutely exciting and had some awesomely grotesque, gory scenes to it that really just got the blood pumping. But I was also thoroughly enthralled in the story and these characters. Everything about this movie is just rich. Every single character, every single location, every single story beat, everything here is just steeped in an overall richness of storytelling. Now about those characters, most specifically the performance of those characters, they are all, every single one of them, amazing. There are no weak links here. Everyone does a fantastic job. Alexander Skarsgård, Anya Taylor-Joy, Klaus Bang, Ethan Hawke, Willem Dafoe, the list goes on. Everyone does an absolutely fantastic, beyond fantastic. There's not a fucking word for how awesome everyone is in this movie. But the one that I want to call special attention to, beyond Skarsgård, he does a fantastic job. But the one non-central starring role that I want to call attention to would be Nicole Kidman. Holy shit! She is amazing in this movie, and you don't even notice it until closer to the end of the flick. Now, if you know Hamlet, which is based on this, like I said earlier, you'll know probably why that is. And her character is interesting and very well played up until that last third of the film, but it's in that last third that her character and her performance truly has the opportunity to shine and really blow you away. Miss Kidman shows us here that she is not just good for sitting in a theater and looking up at an AMC screen and talking about how all these situations bring her to life. No, here she shows that, motherfucker, I still know how to act. Not only do I know how to act, but I'll act my ever-living motherfucking ass off, and she does it here in spades. Oh my god, she was amazing. The feelings that you will have for this character, I don't want to say what they are for those of you that don't know the story, are palatable. The bombs that she drops on this story reverberate throughout the entire film and will change your outlook on a lot of the things that have happened and will happen moving forward. And even though I know the story of Hamlet and I knew pretty much where it was going and when it was happening, what was about to happen, my jaw was still on the floor. And while all of these traits are more character than performance, I gotta say that it was Kidman's performance that had my jaw on the floor. She was amazing here. But don't let all this praise detract from everyone else's absolutely wonderful performances. Everybody is good here. There's nobody that's bad. This was a fucking tour de force from beginning beyond the fucking end. It is still a tour de force. The shit ended days ago for me, and I'm still fucking amazed by it. Needless to say, fantastic performances all around, and all I gotta say is, yeah, it's gonna be a fucking travesty if somebody don't get something similar to one of these. There's not a lot more I can say about this movie. Actually, that's a lie. There's a whole lot more I can say about this movie. There's not a lot more I'm willing to say about this movie. Just know that it is fucking awesome and absolutely worth your time. Guys, this is the best movie of this year so far, and absolutely one of the best movies I've seen in years. Unfortunately, the movie has been overlooked in theaters greatly, which is where it should have been seen. But if you can't do that, totally see it it at home. It's available on VOD right now. You are doing yourself an injustice if you do not see this movie. It is amazing. And when I say guys, I mean everybody, but guys, yes, males out there, you yourselves absolutely gotta see this movie. Holy fucking shit. I wanna go avenge somebody right now. Like I said in the beginning, I just wanna pick up a sword and go fucking fight somebody, rip my goddamn shirt off and just Anyway, I got that out of my system. What I'm trying to say here is all this stuff you've been hearing about the Northman, how great it is and how awesome it is, it's absolutely true. This one does live up to the hype. This is the part of the review where I give you a few bad things the movie did and a few good things, and all movies have these things, but right now, I literally cannot think of anything bad that this movie did. It was absolutely fantastic. It looked amazing. It had wonderfully awesome performances. The action was mind-blowing. The story, even though it is a simple story on its surface, is deep and nuanced and just amazingly awesome to experience. The movie overall is as close to perfection that I have seen in quite some time. So it should come as no surprise to you, and it's been a while since I've given one of these out, that the Northman is absolutely 150% a motherfucking unicorn. If you hadn't guessed, I loved this movie, like, a lot. And while I fully acknowledge that not all movies are for everyone, I don't know who the hell wouldn't like this movie, so go check it out because it is awesome. So there it is, guys, my belated review of The Northman. If you enjoyed and want more content like this, hit that subscribe button and help my little channel grow. If you want to help out the channel, check out my Patreon in the description below, book up a jar and get some of the awesome benefits that go along with that, like these guys, and possibly join my top tier and become a bad motherfucker like my man Dragon Con, Silverlock, and Marge G. If you liked what I had to say, give me a like. If not, let me know in the comments below why. And as always, stay sexy, Iceland.
I want to kill you, feel it.
Can we talk real quick about how Alexander Skarsgård got fucking ripped for this movie? I mean, just jacked. His muscles had fucking muscles in this movie. His muscles were so big, they came out of the screen, and his muscles on muscles whooped my fucking ass throughout the entire film. And I didn't mind it. As they were beating the fuck out of me and I was watching all this awesomeness, I loved every fucking minute of it.